It was late on a Tuesday night when the phone rang. A friend of the family said to my mother, "Can you get Star out to California by Friday for an audition?" By Wednesday, I was on a plane. And on Friday, I got the opportunity to audition for the lead role in a TV show. I was 16 years old, and I had been acting since I could remember. I did stage plays, I did movies, but this was my big break. Now, what I didn't know is that they had already given the role to Janet Jackson. The contracts were already at her agent's office. But then I swooped in there in the last minute for my audition, and they gave the role to me. I beat out Janet Jackson for the lead role in a TV show. Give me some love, come on. And you see what that did to her career. I am Star Babatoon, public speaking and storytelling coach. We work with entrepreneurs who want to scale and grow their business by using powerful, dynamic stories that will help them capture the attention of their audience, create that emotional connection, and lead to more conversions. Now, getting the role in that TV show should have been the rocket fuel that, was the trajectory for my acting career. But instead, it seemed like it caused a lot of tension and stress in my family. Now, I may have been wrong, but I assumed it was because I was standing in the spotlight. So when I turned 18 years old, I stepped out of the spotlight. I gave up acting. I muted my voice and dimmed my light. How many of you have ever done that? You've ever dimmed your light just a little bit? Oh, you show up just a little bit differently in order to keep the peace, to keep the relationship, or to keep the job. You speak up just a little bit less. You say the things that you think other people need to hear. And in the process, you mute your voice and you dim your light. Raise your hand if you've ever experienced that. All right, so I'm not alone. I believe that we are each born with a light, with special gifts that make us who we are. And when we are standing in those gifts, we are shining like the stars we were born to be. I need you to turn to your neighbor and say, "You were born to shine." You were born to shine. But when we don't, we invite negative consequences into our lives. And I want to talk to you about 3 negative consequences. The first consequence of dimming your light is that it robs you of happiness. And when you are unhappy, you can't do the things you want to do in every aspect of your life. Your job, you can't get the promotions that you want. You can't get your business off the ground. You're not able to form and keep fulfilling relationships, and it impacts your health. Studies show that prolonged unhappiness leads to depression and anxiety and either a life crisis or a health crisis. And that's what happened to me. So after dimming my light, I got married, had a couple of kids. I'm working as an attorney. Everything is, fine. But I always had this feeling that something was missing. Have you ever had a situation where nothing is wrong, but something's not right? Raise your hand if you've ever experienced that. Well, that is exactly where I was, but I was not about to do anything about it. And then, life crisis. In the span of a year, my father died, my job went away, and my marriage fell apart. I was lost, I was confused, and I was pissed. I spent a lifetime trying to make other people happy, and this is what I get? Huh. And that brings me to consequence number 2. When you sacrifice your voice, it doesn't make people happy. It doesn't work. Look, you cannot diminish yourself enough to make an insecure person feel secure. You cannot dim your light enough to make another person shine. Martin Luther King says that darkness cannot drive out darkness. Only light can do that. So if you want to bring more light into your world, into the world around you, you've got to be the light and invite others in. During my darkness, a friend invited me into the light. She invited me to one of these professional development seminars. Can I just tell you, I did not want to go. But she convinced me, and I went. And I remember sitting in that audience, and I am watching these amazing speakers. And I'm not only impressed by what they're doing on the stage, I'm impressed by what they're doing to the audience. Yeah. They were using their voices and their stories to transform lives. That was it. That's what was missing, my voice. And I decided in that moment that I was going to reclaim my voice and learn how to leverage my story to impact and inspire others. Which brings me to number 3. The third consequence for dimming your light and hiding your voice is that you are forsaking those who are meant to hear your voice, those who will only rise at the sound of your voice, at the message in your story. They are waiting for you. At that conference, there were about a dozen amazing speakers, but there was one in particular who moved me into action, and that was Les Brown. I was waiting to hear his voice. And I ended up working with Les, training with him. I spoke with him internationally, and I ran his speaker training program. I went on to be the #1 speaker in a national training company. And that is why the work that I do now is so important to me. To be able to inspire and empower women, men, professionals, to amplify your voice, to leverage your story so that you can be a positive impact in the lives of others. So my question for you is, are you shining your light? And if you're not, I'm going to give you 3 things to do. I want to give you 3 things, 3 ways that you can shine your light. The first thing is I need you to reclaim your voice. Reclaim your voice, your gifts, your talents. The second thing I need you to do is learn how to leverage the most powerful tool you have, your story. And finally, I need you to share. I need you to share your story, your message, your products, your business. I need you to share what you have because someone somewhere is waiting for you. My name is Star Babatune, and I encourage you to embrace your inner light and to be the star that you were born to be.